All right, Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Ba'asham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And this is just going to be a quick lesson, and it was just on my spirit because I've been watching the Apostle Gabar and the elder down in South Carolina. As well as the elder in our camp, and they're really going into how prophecy is becoming very, very beautiful, as well as other brothers doing lessons on prophecy. Sometimes I would do prophecy updates, but ultimately what's happening is the prophecy is unfolding, man. Okay, like it tells you in Habakkuk, it says that it shall not tarry. Actually, let me get it real quick. See here, bear with me 1 second. Second chapter. Yep, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. And we've been set on the tower. All right, the strong tower. All right. And what do watchmen do on the towers when war is about to take place? They watch for the enemy, the coming of the enemy. All right. In this case, we're on the tower watching prophecy. We're watching a prophecy unfold. All right, and we're relaying this message. All right, because we've been given the vision and the spirit to do these things in this time, and we're relaying that message to who? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and ultimately the world as well. Okay. Habakkuk 2:1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. So we have read the scriptures, all right, and we have understood the scriptures because it says blessed is he who readeth. And you go into that word readeth, it means to understand, not just read the scriptures. It means to understand what you're reading. Okay, and we've been blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai to do what? To understand the scriptures and filter this reality this nightmare we've been waking up into every day through the scriptures. And we're finding out that we're the children of Israel. And that alone is prophecy. That is written. All right, you can read about that in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. All right, as well as a plethora of other scriptures, man. It says, the scriptures, I'm going to quote them. It says, the deaf shall hear the words of the book in that day. All right. It's all a plethora of scriptures, man, and it's all prophetic. So us even teaching and waking up and understanding and trying our hardest to please Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, all right, and feeding the sheep is prophecy in itself. All right. So I'm going to continue Habakkuk chapter 2. Let's go in here real quick. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Okay, so what's that mean, man? All of these visions, all right, all of these things written, all right, to come to pass in these last days, they're not tarrying anymore. All right, they're not tarrying. They were set for an appointed time. What's the appointed time? Here in the last days, the end of the Babylon the Great, the last leg of the Roman Empire. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So the prophecies are speaking. Because what do you have right around the corner? The mark of the beast. All right. The V. All right. Which the mark of the beast is going to be in the hills of that. Okay. Because this man knows that he has but a short time. All right. And that's also why, through the spirit, he just took out Iran's nuclear scientists, man. That's in the news. That's prophecy, Rumors of wars. All right. The third woe cometh quickly. All right. This next world war is on the verge as well. So, Esau has to, go. He has to scramble and he has to move quickly, like it tells you in Revelation 12. All right. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So it's not tarrying anymore. All right. And you have all these other Israelite groups going and talking about other stuff. All right, we are to prophesy. We've been given the scriptures. We've been given the understanding to filter this reality through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai when we read these scriptures, man. And that's a gift. All right. And we have to spread that out to the world. It said that the candles can't be hidden. All right. It has to be set on a hill. All right. So it may light everything, man. And we have that light. That's why, Isaiah, the 60th chapter says the light has risen upon thee. All right. That's that light that we have. That's that understanding that we have. Understanding that we're in captivity. Understanding that we have been those lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right. Because we all grew up with that spirit of, damn, why are we at the bottom? You know, what were we doing before we went into slavery? What were we doing before oppression? All right. In the Bible, all right, from the book of Genesis all the way to, all right, the book of Revelation tells you these things, but you have to be given the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to understand, all right, really understand them, man. Okay, because a lot of people have been reading the Bible and they don't have that spirit. The Lord didn't give them that spirit, man. The Lord gave us, from the apostles and elders on down to all the brothers around the world pushing the truth, the spirit to understand these scriptures and to prophesy them. All right. So let's get this. Bear with me 1 second. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14. First Corinthians 14 and 37. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy. Covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues. Let all things be done decently and in order. I'm going to go into that word covet, man. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing as we go deeper and deeper into the latter days, into the end of this story, man. This nightmare that we've been in. Prophesy, covet. Bear with me 1 second. There we go.
Strong's G 2206.
Yep.
Zelao. Zelao.
All right, it says
Thayer's Lexicon, related entry. Zeluo. Zeluo.
All right, so it says to burn with zeal, to be heated or to boil with envy, hatred, anger. In a good sense, to be zealous in the pursuit of good. And that good is what? Doing the work, prophesying. So we are to covet to do these things, covet to prophesy. All right, and we are to follow these law, statutes, and commandments also to the best of our ability. All right, because the time is coming where we're about to, Lord willing, get up out of here, man. This man doesn't have that much time. All right, this society you can see is broken down already, and the Lord has basically changed this reality for a lot of people, and they've never experienced this before. And this is all culminating into the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, spoken of all throughout the scripture. So this is not even nothing yet. These people haven't seen nothing, and that's what we're out here to tell them. All right, it says to desire earnestly, pursue. To desire one earnestly, to strive after. We're supposed to strive after prophecy, which means that we have to be occupied in it. We have to read articles. We have to look into things. All right. And what do we do with it? We filter it through the scriptures. It says to desire one earnestly, to strive after, busy one's self about him, to exert oneself for one, to be the object of the zeal of others. Wow. That's heavy right there. So when we're prophesying, all like just like it through the spirit, like the brothers from the apostles and the elders, they're talking about how beautiful this prophesying is, this prophecy is. All right. So I would be an object, all right, or they would be an object of the zeal of others, to be zealously sought after, to envy. All right. This prophesying, man. Okay. Coveting to prophesy, 1 Corinthians 14 and 39. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues in these different languages. All right, prophesying in these different languages, like you have the brothers in Italy. I'm subscribed to them. All right, you have the brothers in Jamaica. All right, you have the brothers in Holland. You have the brothers in England. Your other brothers in America, your other brothers in the Philippines and Mexico, all over the world, man. Just like the scriptures, that's also prophecy. All right. Psalms, the 19th chapter, man. All right. It also tells you when this word reaches the four corners of the earth, then the end shall come as well. And that's what we're seeing take place. That's prophecy. Okay. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. So the prophets that have been before me is what Jeremiah is saying. So in this state, before me teaching you right now this lesson, and before thee, you listening, of old prophesied both against many countries. So Jeremiah would go back. He would switch and shift into the prophet of old. But these prophets of old are back. It tells you that in an apocrypha that the Lord shall send all these prophets back to do what? To prophesy, to tell the truth, to filter this reality through the scriptures, and to let you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you're the children of Israel. That's prophecy. All right. In a land where you were called not my people, roughly paraphrasing, you shall be called the children of the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing, man. That is prophecy. Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, and that's what we're doing, and against great kingdoms, and the greatest kingdom we're prophesying against, all right, is America, Babylon the Great, man. All right, and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence, and that's what we've been talking about. The word evil, Apostle Gabar went into that, means Eve, which is a season or a time, and ill means bad. So bad seasons and a bad time is coming to America, Babylon the Great, and to the earth in general, man. Why? Because this is judgment. 144, call Allah Yahbashim Yahshai. This is judgment about to take place, man. All right. So to the best of our ability, and I know we're all catching super hell, man. But it's beautiful because when you start teaching and preaching and you start doing your lesson, that all those thoughts go away, because what? Through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahshai, you realize that this is all about to come to an end, man. All this wickedness, all this evil, being in his flesh, having ailments, brothers suffer with all types of stuff, man. And it's all about to end. Okay? It's all about to come to an end. Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter and the 9th verse, says there's nothing new under the sun. The prophets always come back with what? The message of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the God and creator of this reality that we all wake up into. Every nation whatever nation you are, you wake up into Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's reality, because he is the father of spirits. But he also sends prophets, and they come from one nation. All right, the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, so prophecy is taking place. All right, let's see if I can get another scripture. Bear with me 1 second. This is Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, verse 4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Yahushua, from the apostles and elders on down. And every one members one of another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us. Whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering. Or he that teacheth on teaching, man. Or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. And the whole point of that is what I went into the 6th verse. It says, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. All right, so whatever proportion or whatever level of faith you've been given to prophesy and understand these prophecies, you're supposed to push it out, because Yahushua said, if you love me, you'll feed my sheep. The sheep being the nation of Israel, the elect. Okay, because the Lord said in John the 17th chapter that I pray for them, the elect, the 1/3 of Israel, and not for the world of Israel. All right, so the Lord's not praying for all Israelites, because most Israelites, 2/3 of them, all right, like it tells you in Zechariah the 13th chapter, are going to be cut off here in Babylon the Great, because they refuse to repent, they refuse to return, they refuse, all right, to come into the truth, to learn who they are, and to prophesy as the Lord has bid us to do. Okay, let's get bear with me 1 second. This is Jeremiah. This is a good one. Jeremiah 25. Jeremiah 25 and 30. All right, and what do prophets do? They tell you about things to come before they happen. All right, and I just said that in Zechariah the 13th chapter that Israel, 2/3 of our people, 66.6% of them are going to be cut off. All right, they're not going to make it on this go around. Only the elect. And there's prophecy that I'm telling you this. Jeremiah 25 and 29. For lo, I begin to bring evil on this city, which is called by my name. And should ye be utterly unpunished, ye shall not be unpunished. For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith the Lord of hosts. All right. So our people are about to be punished. Our people have been getting punished this whole time. Now they're about to experience that blunt of punishment from the Lord. And you other nations, you heathen nations, Esau, what did it tell? What did it say in Jeremiah 28? It said, we have been made prophet to all the nations. That's why in this prophecy is we're going to Israel, and the Lord's also telling us to go to the other nations. Okay? The Lord is going to bring evil upon Israel, and the Lord is going to bring evil upon all the inhabitants of the earth, which includes all the other nations, man. Jeremiah 25 and 30. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahweh shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitations. That's why they're seeing the chariots. The chariots, just because you can't see them in the skies, the chariots are here. All right. And prophecy has to unfold for them to be seen. More and more and more. Jeremiah 25 and 30. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, the Yahweh shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. That's all the inhabitants, man. And we're hoping and praying that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has mercy on us. All right. Because the Lord is about to render judgment to the whole entire planet. Which is why you kind of you've seen Esau form this space force. Why? Because he knows this, man. All right. These are vehicles that that they encountered, and they put it on CNN. All right. The world knows that there's so-called UFOs. They're really IFOs because they're identified. They're not unidentified, but they're only identified by the prophets and the wicked elite. They know what these things. They know what they're the chariots of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. They know what they are. Okay. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahweh shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. You see? A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for Yahweh hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. So you wicked elite, you listen to our videos, the Lord says he's going to plead with all flesh. All right? We're hoping we get mercy. Even teaching the truth. You see? So you wicked elite have absolutely no chance. All the wickedness and all the wicked people and evil, demonic people and paganistic people on the earth have no chance. And they don't even know it. They're oblivious to it. They just think this is some kind of shutdown and everything's going to go back to normal. This is the beginning of sorrows as spoken of in Matthew's the 24th chapter, man. And right around the corner is what? Jacob's trouble. You see? So everything is prophesied, everything is written, and like it said in Habakkuk 2, it shall not tarry. Jeremiah 25:31. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for Yahweh hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so it's prophecy. What's taking place on the earth is beautiful prophecy. Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is getting prepared, all right, to send his son, all right, to render judgment to all the inhabitants of the earth, man, and to redeem the elect in 1/3 of the nation of Israel, man. You see? That's what's taking place. That's why these things are this violence is happening. That's why we have this pandemic. That's why nobody knows what's going on, because the prophets have the answers. And what's going on is the beginning of sorrows, and we are upon, all right, the edge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's judgment to the earth, man. All right, Lord willing, that was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom. Abad Babal.